I'm about to get the entire community on my ass about this one, but I want to explain to you guys how this game is actually supposed to be played. Because I think, especially with Guild Wars 3 coming out, that people are playing the game. Of course, you just play it for fun and you play it for how you want, but I think just the technicality of the PvP in this game is really where it's supposed to be, is really where it's supposed to be played. So in this video, I'm really just going to be explaining the PvP in this game, going to try to get some more people into the PvP. I think this is a super cool game. It used to be in the esports. I did not know that. So people understand that this game is so technical when it comes to the skill ceiling and how high and how good you can get at this game. So I thought that was really cool. This is actually an esports game, but of course, I think that fell off. Okay, so the first reason I say that this is mainly a PvP game is because this is a horizontal progression game. So once you get the best armor in the game, that's it. You have it now. You have the best armor in the game, and there's no getting better armor in the game than that armor. The grind mainly just comes from speccing all your other characters. You can level all your crafting. You can do the endless skin grind, the endless mount grind. You can get really good at the fractals and the dungeons and the raiding, but that will still come to an end at some point. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a PvEer and you really enjoy PvE and you like MMOs because of the PvE, then I would just stick to that. It's also worth mentioning that just because Guild Wars 3 is coming out does not mean Guild Wars 2 is going anywhere. The devs have made multiple posts on their website, and they've also made YouTube videos on the YouTube channel about how this game is going to be continually in development for like the next 15 years or something. This game isn't going anywhere, so you have plenty of time to get good at this. Guild Wars 3 is going to be nothing like Guild Wars 2. It's going to be different. It's going to be for controller players. So yeah, you know it's not going to have a lot of abilities. It's going to be probably more like New World if I had to guess. The thing that is most intriguing about the PvP is the unlimited skill grind of what it takes to actually get good at your class. If you've ever played League of Legends, where you can spend hundreds of thousands of hours on one character that only has 4 ability, you can imagine what the skill ceiling is like, is if you have 10 abilities, 2 dodges, and you have multiple different elite specs, so the same character just changed up a little bit, maybe a little bit extra healing, maybe tanky, maybe a little bit more bursty, more damage. It's also worth mentioning just the learning curve it kind of takes to get the muscle memory down to play this game. It's similar obviously to, you know, New World, League of Legends, Mortal Kombat, like any type of like fighting game, but when it comes to the learning curve of having to get familiar with dodging, jumping, and then understanding where your abilities are, it makes it pretty easy because your healing skill is always on 6, and then you'll always have like your stun breaks. If you get stunned, you'll always have your stun breaks on like 7 and 8 or something like that, and your elite skill is always going to be on 10. So they make it very nice where some of the consistencies that overlap between all characters, the abilities will be on the exact same. So your muscle memory when you get stunned or when you get low is always to press 6 to heal or 8 to break a stun. That's what's pretty nice, but there is definitely a huge learning curve when it comes to learning all the abilities. The weapons are unique per character, so the same bow that works on a guardian is not going to function the same on a warrior, which is really cool because there's tons of different play styles. That's what's really cool about it, is you can find the exact play style you want. If you want to fight flashy, if you want to fight tanky, if you want to be a healer, you can play around with all that. So why would you want to play Guild Wars 2 PvP or Guild Wars 2 World v World? They're both PvP. One is more structured, where it's 2 teams fighting against each other, and the other one is open world roaming, so the fights are just random. Sometimes we'll be fighting 10 people, sometimes we'll be fighting 50, sometimes we'll be fighting a 1v1. So the real question is why is it so fun to get into this game? And it's because getting good at any game is always extremely extremely fun. Getting good at all these different abilities, getting good at all these different classes, just is like that for any game, and that's why Guild Wars 2 is so fun, and it's because it has unlimited skill ceiling. It just goes on forever. There's points where you can get so good at a character that you're pretty much untouchable, and when you see those two guys fighting each other in World v World, it's just amazing to watch, because it'll be a 5-minute fight, maybe even longer than that sometimes, of these two guys just going head to head, and they're just so good, and they've gotten so good at the game. So there's just unlimited skill when it comes to this game, and it's just insane to watch. There's class building, so you can work on the class to customize it to specifically fit your playstyle. If you want to run more, if you want to be in more melee, if you want to keep a distance, it's all just perfect. So yeah, if you want to get into this game, I would highly consider it. The PvP is much more fun in my opinion than the PvE, and it does get tilting just like any game, and people are going to jump on your dead body, but that's just part of the culture, and that's just kind of the way it works sometimes depending on who you're fighting against. But yeah, get into it if you like League, if you like Overwatch, if you liked New World, if you liked any of those PvP MMOs, this is definitely worth a shot. It takes 5 seconds of leveling to get into the structured PvP and level 80 for World v World. Give it a shot.